Hello, and welcome back to another week of the Runaway Franchise podcast, the show where we watch movies where they made 4 or more of them. This week, we watched 2012's Prometheus as part of the ever-popular sci-fi horror franchise Alien. My name is Ed, and I'm joined here by my friends Dom.
Hey.
And Tom.
I like getting deep into this alien mythos.
Oh my god, are you doing... Alright, so this movie is not a sequel. Last week we kind of ended Siggy Dubs' reign of terror, Sigourney Weaver. I told my guys here that I was going to say that. I wanted to say it all week, and you know what? Honestly, it didn't feel as good as I thought it was going to feel.
Does anyone actually refer to her as that?
No, me. Just me.
Just you. Okay.
Yeah. I like it, though. So, we're 100 years before Alien. We assume that Ellen Ripley and Winona Ryder, the robot, are just lived out the rest of their lives in Paris. And now we're trying to see where these whole little sneaky little alien guys came from. Why don't we start off by reading the back of the box? And I'll have you all know that I purchased the super special 4-disc collector's edition that doesn't have a fucking back of the box summary on it.
With over 7 hours of extras.
Yeah, that's the back of the box.
From Ridley Scott himself, delivered right to you. This box set collector's edition.
Yeah, he brought it right to me. He said, here you go.
Can't believe they put no information.
I can't believe I spent $30 on that. Dom, please take us through the back of the box.
Sure. It does say to sucker love Ridley Scott.
It does. He signed it. He knows my name.
Legendary I wasn't expecting him to be right at the front. Legendary director Ridley Scott, Alien and Blade Runner, returns to his sci-fi origins in this groundbreaking, epic adventure bursting with spectacular action and mind-blowing visual effects. Charlize Theron, Michael Fassbender, and Noomi
Rapace.
Okay, lead a stellar cast on a thrilling journey to the farthest corners of the universe, where a team of explorers aboard the spaceship Prometheus search for an advanced civilization that may have been responsible for human life on Earth. That was a long sentence. Instead, they find a dark, twisted world that hides a terrifying threat capable of destroying them all and all of mankind.
Spoiler alert, back of the box really takes all the secrets out of it.
That's probably why it didn't show up on the actual box.
Yeah.
Because this dude, Ridley Scott, was super secretive with this movie. It was crazy.
It was. I remember when this came out, I was like following it for 2 years before it came out. I was so excited.
Yeah, you were.
Dom, the cast couldn't read the script unless they were in his production office under supervision.
Wow.
And then there was one castmate, he was in like Europe, so they sent a courier to deliver the script, and the courier had to stay there as the actor read the script.
Did he take it back?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was there only one copy? Is that why?
Ridley Scott has really poor backup.
Spent a bunch of money on the artists and the scientists, so he couldn't spend it on making copies of the script.
Yeah.
Paper is expensive.
Yeah.
But no, he really didn't want this movie spoiled in any way possible.
You know, you say that now, and I watched the movie, and this is not my first time. And what's there really to spoil? There's nothing.
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
There's no twists.
No.
There's nothing really extraordinary.
So what happened in this movie? We start off with a sprawling landscape, and then handsome Squidward, one of the engineers. He looks like handsome Squidward.
Yeah.
Takes a golden shot.
Sort of bluish white, very ripped, bald head like a hard-boiled egg. He drinks the funny juice, and it breaks down all of his cells, and he plummets into a river, and that's how people were made. Fast forward, and now we're on a spaceship. Actually, no, we're not on a spaceship.
We're in a cave.
We're in a cave in Scotland. Tom, what happens in the cave in Scotland?
We see a cave painting, and they're like, ooh, paintings.
This painting looks like a painting we saw somewhere else.
So throughout time, oh my god.
Ancient civilizations just keep painting this dumbass painting.
Yeah.
And it has like...
idea.
9 planets that...
6
planets that it shows off, and
they're in the same pattern. And basically, they're like, oh, well, if there were no aliens, then how would all these civilizations, thousands of years apart on other sides of the world, figure that out? So they look to the star map, and they find this system, system, and basically, like, we're going there.
That's like one of my biggest gripes with the movie is like, there's not a whole lot of evidence for any of this, and they're just like, you know what, we think we're gonna go there.
Well,
because...
what happened was that they found the star, and then they were like, this planet is sort of like Earth in some ways.
Okay, but
because they could tell like some sort of elements were similar and could sustain life.
But-
So it was partially a mission to look this up,
You
and
know-
also a partial mission.
But except
to,
for the fact that once they got there, they were like, well, this is not like Earth at all. It's like breathing in carbon dioxide for a while.
But when they travel inside of the ship that we later learned that it had its own atmosphere, the ship.
Well, that was not the
Right.
planet. That was the ship.
It's probably a Wayland lie anyway. So.
Okay, it's all...
The whole series is a Wayland lie. So they get on the ship. They fly there. It takes 2 years. They find some alien shit and like, let's go land there. They look around inside and basically they find out that they're these big bald motherfuckers running the place.
The guys that they hoped to find, they
Right.
found them, but they were all dead.
2,000 years dead.
And they all looked like squids.
Yeah. No, they didn't. They look Squidward.
They had the suits on. They didn't know yet.
Oh yeah, they had so a big part of this movie was like the original Alien, there was that giant statue where they're like, "What's up with this space jockey?" These guys are the space jockeys. It's the same suit, it's the same little elephant trunk type
Mask.
face, and they're I guess they're like captain's chair of these spaceships is the space jockey. So you're in one of the ships in Alien 1 that are in Prometheus.
That part is pretty cool. I like that.
I like
we're
that
getting
too.
the backstory of those guys. They all are ripped and they all are bald, and we came from them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why the fuck am I fat? I get the bald part.
I
but,
guess they
like,
didn't have sugar.
I guess so.
They
There's
didn't
no
have sugar at the time.
in space. No one can feed you sugar. Is the tagline for Prometheus. The plot isn't really
The difference in this movie in compared to Alien, I think one of the biggest differences is we're not really aware of any sort of alien, to put it simply.
Yeah, there's no alien.
We're not like, oh, we got to watch out for the alien. We just don't know what's going
No.
on, and you're just piecing it together because there are different varieties of aliens. You have the little worm snake guy.
who vaguely looks like a hugger with his little
Yeah.
flappies.
And then it becomes the octopus dude. And then you got the engineers. So you have a trifecta of different
There's a whole bunch of
aliens.
fucked up alien stuff going on, and they don't really explain how, but there's like these vials of black goop that really just mess everybody up. If you touch on the goop, you're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah.
That's the overwhelming theme, is the goop is bad. So, the scientists all, they're all stoked. They find...
Well, half of them are stoked. There was the two
Yeah,
that
they were
loved
not
his rocks.
Thrilled. Yeah, Rockman and Southern Gentleman Biologist, who is stupid as all get out.
They're all stupid.
They're all stupid.
really, really dumb.
I'm going to save this for later. I know Dom has an issue with the quarantine procedures in Ridley Scott movies. I know he's got a really big problem with it.
It's just no human acts like this. Because and the funny thing is, Ridley Scott knows how humans act, because we were talking about in Alien 1, go back and listen to Alien 1, Episode 1, that during the breakfast scene, the humans interacting with each other felt so real and natural, and how they were interacting with each other.
Yeah, it was very strange how unnatural all of this was.
Yeah, everything in this movie was so unnatural. Nobody thinks like this.
Especially since we all thought that Charlize Theron was gonna be a robot. Vickers is her character's
think
name.
that.
No.
They kind of like try to make it ambiguous enough.
Okay.
And that was the other thing. You don't follow anyone like 100% like you did with the Ripley stuff.
Yeah.
Like Shaw, I guess, is the main character, but mostly David, I feel like, has more
He was good,
screen
though.
time.
Michael Fassbender,
Fassbender
the
was
robot.
real good.
Right, but like he's also the antagonist in some way.
He's not
So
great.
His motives
it's
make no sense.
it's a weird way to follow the story. There's no like clear cut
Right.
runway.
So we have a bunch of scientists on a ship, and we have some people from the corporation on the ship. They go to find the aliens. They basically find a bunch of dead ones. Shit happens when the goop is released via Michael Fassbender, the robot. He's kind of like curious, though. He's like, oh, I wonder what would happen if we do this. And he has this weird dialogue scene with fake ass Tom Hardy.
Holloway.
Holloway. Holloway's all like drunk and like annoyed that they weren't alive. And David, the robot's like, how far would you go to figure out, what's really going on? He's like, I'd do anything. So he's like, okay, I guess that's cue to give you this black poison.
The goop we found. You're
goop
going
we
to get
found,
it,
you're
but
gonna
I'm not
get
going to
it.
tell you about it.
No, so he spikes his drink and
In a very obvious fashion.
so they go back and forth from their ship to the alien compound like 10 times. Bad stuff happens. Holloway gets sick. He impregnates the girl with the dragon tattoo.
The character's name is Shaw.
So he gets her all pregnant.
Which is impressive because she was barren.
Oh,
They
yeah.
found
Yeah,
out before.
she takes offense to something that fake ass Tom Hardy says about them not being able to have kids. So it's a very big surprise later on in the movie when she's pregnant.
Not later on, immediately
It's
after.
actually pretty shortly after. And then
Well, anyway, there's the two people that stayed in the ship because there was a storm, and everybody else went to the real ship. When I said the ship, I
The
meant
cave.
alien
What
ship.
they thought
The
was a
cave.
cave.
we're going to call the alien outpost the cave from here on out. And
Yeah.
the ship is now the people ship.
So two dudes stayed in the alien cave ship, and they weren't reporting back. So everybody came back, looked for them. They were both broken and dead. And
Not both of them.
not
One
both
was
of them.
missing.
And then that guy suddenly gets more sick.
Holloway gets more sick.
And
He looks
they got to
like
come
shit.
back to the ship. He gets burned to death.
Yeah,
And-
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
She followed quarantine procedure a little too far, actually. I think.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
she didn't
Actually,
just,
no. You know what? That was probably a pretty reasonable thing to do.
She could have just not let him in and see how that played out. But
I feel
she
like
just
that's
went
more
straight to the burning
torturous, if
Yeah.
anything. But he asks for it.
Yeah, he must have been
she was
feeling
reluctant
pretty bad.
about it.
afterwards. She was like
Yo,
feeling some
she-
regret. She pulled that trigger with
Yeah.
no sort of
She
care.
wanted-
She said like, step back. You don't know me like that.
She definitely said the last part. It's in the script.
It's a pretty slow-paced movie. So
It's like slow with like, I feel like it's getting a little slow. Let's throw an action scene in there.
yeah, like a zombie infected dude.
Yeah, the goo is really doesn't do anything straightforward. It's very
well, the
ambiguous.
whole point of the goo is that the engineers' original intent was to come back to Earth because they had created us. They're not really
Not thrilled.
they don't really like how the project turned out, so they're gonna come back with this black goop and just exterminate us all.
Cronenberg, the entire world.
Exterminate us all, then start a new project. Which,
Right.
good on them.
Right.
You gotta keep moving forward with progress.
You can't keep idle.
It's because we weren't as bald and muscular
Right.
as they were, so they probably
well, we
wanted
had sugar.
yeah, they shouldn't have put sugar on the planet.
And
Anyway, you find out that there's one of them in a cryo tube still alive. And then you find out that Wayland is aboard the ship and he's old as fuck and he's almost dead. But he wants to go see if they can make people live forever. Since they created us, they can fix us for some reason. Just
again,
very poor
completely-
logic. So they go back to unsleep the bald guy, the big jacked bald guy,
The last engineer.
the last engineer. And they wake him up, and he basically beats the fuck out of everybody. He kicks the shit out of everyone.
Again, why? I guess he's going to exterminate the people, but he just was asleep for he doesn't know how long, and he just kind of beats the hell out of them for no reason.
Yeah, I guess he was pissed. I
Rips
don't know.
David's head off.
If you were going to a planet to go kill everybody on it, and then they showed up while you were sleeping, you'd probably be pretty mad.
I don't know.
You would not be mad if you're like, you know what? Going to the planet. I plan on killing everyone there.
I've never contemplated mass genocide, so
That was a test. He
oh, okay.
passed.
Woo! Tom, have you ever,
But no, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty startled when I wake up.
Okay.
So I can't really blame him. If I was 6 feet
I guess
taller
he wasn't
than everybody,
expecting it.
right? So
Whoa, you're freaking out about little short people? I guess it's like seeing a cockroach when you just wake up. Like, you freak out.
Yeah.
Throw one cockroach's head into the
but
other
what if it
cockroach's head.
vaguely looked like you too? You'd be super freaked. You'd probably do the old palm punch to the
chest.
yeah. So Dr. Shaw gets off the ship in some miracle feat of climbing, and then she's like, "Hey, Idris Elba, cancel the apocalypse." From Pacific Rim. And he crashes the ship Prometheus into the alien ship because she figures out that they're going back to Earth to go kill all the people. They kick off Charlize Theron. She goes off in her pod that crashes, and she ends up getting crushed almost immediately after by the ship.
No point.
No point. Just fuck it. She doesn't have any part here anymore. Let's crush her. Then there's a scene between Shaw and the last remaining engineer.
Who somehow survived the crash.
It was more of
It was a double spaceship crash, and his ship was completely
There was an
intact.
explosion.
That one ship completely penetrated the
It's
other
a
ship.
durable ship.
Okay,
It's
whatever,
a very
man.
durable ship.
He came out unscathed.
You
He had a
know-
little burnage on his face, but was still jacked and ready to go.
I came into this like enjoying this movie, and I don't know if I like it anymore. And there were redeeming scenes. There were good scenes in an
It's a
otherwise
beautiful movie.
Okay movie.
It's a beautiful movie.
So really,
I'm not gonna argue right now.
You know, argue later. By all means, argue later. So that's really it. And then you know what I thought was cool at the very end. Shaw basically is like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna die out here, whatever. And then David's like, hey, you're here. She's like, yeah, and she's like, I'm just gonna die here. And he's like,
I'm a talking robot head now.
yeah. Well, there's other ships,
Yeah.
so we can fly out of here. I know how to fly the ship. I know the whistle tune from the flute, which I thought was really stupid. There's just, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, quickly, the engineer's ships are controlled by leprechaun whistles.
Yep, you need just a leprechaun whistle and everything lights up
See,
green.
I thought of Power Rangers.
Oh, like the Dragonzord's flute?
Yes. you
Okay,
nerd.
that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Well, that was the Dragonzord had the dagger, and you played it, and he came out.
Yeah.
The ships are like that.
That's how I thought of it.
All right, so it's a Power Rangers movie.
Now I'm totally down with the leprechaun flute.
See when you
You look into it. Ridley Scott knew what he was doing.
Okay.
David's like, oh, you want to go home? And she's like, no, I want to go to their home, and I want to mess them up.
No, I don't think she wants to
She
mess
wants
them up.
to ask them why.
want answers.
Yeah, she wants answers. So she's like gonna travel across the galaxy instead of going home. She wants to know why that they were gonna kill them. So there's a huge cliffhanger.
See, the thing that I don't understand is that the one dude flipped out answering no questions. I can't imagine going to a planet full of them.
Hold on for 1 sec, my friend. How long ago did those aliens die? The
2,000
engineers
years or something?
2,000 years. They did not come to Earth in 2,000 years to mess our stuff up. They probably forgot about the project. Why would they go? Like, it doesn't make
Remind them?
sense.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
I'm going to go there and say, hey, why would you want to mess us up? Oh, yeah, we had that plan 2,000 years ago. We're going to go do that now.
No, they're like, damn it, we forgot.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Like-
That's just one of many things that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, the more critical your eye is while watching this movie,
I did not have to be critical for that.
The less you're gonna enjoy it. So, movie over. Huge cliffhanger.
I guess.
You don't want to know what happens on Engineer Planet.
No, I told you why. Because it makes no sense why she wants to go there. It makes no sense. Those
They
guys.
would immediately rip her head off.
Yeah, it's just okay. She doesn't know how to speak the language. I guess David knows, but he's
It didn't go too well last time. He
Yeah.
could have told that guy to go fuck himself. And that's probably why he got punched in the chest and got
right.
his head ripped
He
off.
wasn't an expert on the language.
No, he basically just studied the holograms. So, the plot was rough. I apologize for the plot.
You didn't make it.
I didn't make it, but is it a good time to take a break?
I
Maybe
could eat a gusher or two.
eat a gusher.
Can I
too?
actually eat some gushers?
Yeah, but
I know I just had one pack already, but can I have another pack?
Well, we
Yeah.
have to go to the lobby to.
We do have to go to the
get you a
lobby.
gusher.
Okay, cool.
So let's go.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
So we're back at the lobby, and guess what? If we had an ad, we would put it here, but we don't have an ad. Today, we're going to talk about our friend Jay. Our dear friend Jay decided that 2017 was the year to walk the Appalachian Trail, and he's not just walking from Georgia to Maine for no gosh dang reason. He's doing it to raise some money for Hike for Mental Health. What's Hike for Mental Health? Well, it is a foundation that donates their profits, 80 cents from every dollar, funds scientific research to prevent, cure, and treat mental illness, and 20 cents of each dollar maintains and preserves wilderness trails. Their mission statement, Hike for Mental Health, is a recognized nonprofit founded on the vision of a world in which everyone, including those who suffer mental illness, can find the simple joy of living. Their mission is to alleviate the suffering of those affected by mental illness, eliminate the associated stigma, and to foster responsible use of wilderness trails. So our boy Jay is hiking across the country. He's been gone for a couple weeks so far, and he's already raised a nice chunk of money. So if you want to maybe fork over some dollars there, you can donate to Jay's Hike for Mental Health, in which he does not receive a single penny of it. This all goes to wilderness trails and mental health research. You can go to secure.hikeformentalhealth.org/hike, Jay hike. Check it out and go give him some support. Jay, we miss you. I hope you're listening to our voice in the woods.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Let's do tops and bottoms, ups and downs, bads and goods,
Okay.
best and worst.
How many worsts can we have?
Oh God, we can do
wow.
all we want.
Oh,
Dom,
wow.
let's start on a positive note. All right,
Fine.
Let's do something positive. Dom, you
I
just
gotta think about it.
no, you don't.
I do.
All right, there were a lot of things about this movie. Yes, the plot wise, they were a little holy, but
Swiss cheese.
I thought there were a lot of cool visuals. The whole movie looked great. I enjoyed the overall visual tone and look of the movie. I also thought there were several standout scenes. One of my favorite sci-fi horror scenes being the med pod emergency C-section.
It was Oogie,
It was Oogie, all right.
like a gusher itself.
I like that whole scene. I like the whole thing leading up to it where she's like on a table because she's feeling like shit. She's on a medical table. And David's basically like, ooh, sorry, boo-boo, you're pregnant. And she's like, what? I can't get pregnant. He's like, yeah, you're about like, how many weeks?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months pregnant. You are 12 weeks pregnant.
Mind you, they've only been out of cryosleep for what?
4
a day?
days. Yeah. So she's like, there's no way I can't have babies. And then she's like, show it to me. He's like, ooh, your baby's really ugly. You don't want to see this baby. And then it probably starts to like tear her insides apart. So she's like, yo, no, I'm going to the med pod. So she runs to the med pod and she screams, emergency C-section.
She knocks out 2 people with
2
like
of her friends.
Yeah. Oh, you know why? Because they were going to put her in cryosleep. Evil Corporation was just trying to bring that alien baby back home.
I don't think they were.
I think they were.
Yeah? You think?
Yeah. David absolutely was.
Okay, David was, but I don't
Yeah.
think it was like a company mission. Like
Yeah,
it
but no.
typically is.
But
No.
who kept that trash can so close to the
the operating
operating
table.
table?
When you're done with body parts or
Just
scalpels,
plop 'em
you just
in.
plop them in the trash. So she runs to the med pod, and turns out it's a med pod for dudes. It's the man pod, and
Dudes only.
She needs the med pod lady edition.
No time for
Anyway,
that.
No time for that. She figures out a way around it because she's a doctor. Jumps in there, thing cuts her open, takes out the whole amniotic sac with creepy, horrible squid baby in it.
AKA gusher.
Gusher baby. And as she's about to be sewn up, the little baby squid comes to life,
Gushes
pops
out.
open the gusher, and like all his amniotic fluid just pisses out down into her open wound.
Yeah,
and it was
open
so
wound.
gross. So she's like really sweaty and screaming, and like she sold it pretty well. I thought it was cool because of just like the technology kind of thing that like, you know what, maybe that would exist in the future if you were on like an intergalactic
Yeah.
spaceship. You'd need one of those.
Except for the fact that they wouldn't have the man edition and the woman edition.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that.
I think it just wasn't programmed for C-sections because they probably had to sign a thing saying that they wouldn't get pregnant.
Fine, but
I'm
don't
gonna-
say this is the man edition only. Like say does not compute.
Yeah, RIPA do not compute. Don't bring sexism into this. I thought that was cool. I thought the
It was.
I mean, sexism is pretty prevalent throughout the movie. It's a common theme in it.
is it?
Yeah, because old man Wayland, doesn't like his daughter. He wishes David the robot was his actual son.
Oh, he does say that.
I think it was just because his daughter stinks.
He doesn't want to give his company to a girl, so he made a robot boy.
No, he doesn't want to give his company to a girl that he just wants to live forever instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really it.
Yeah.
I'd rather live forever than give you my company, you
Yeah.
piece of shit. You're very mean.
She is mean, and that's why I don't think it's sexism. She just sucks.
Dom, you can't think of one cool part you liked.
It's not my favorite part, but I just like the character of David the robot. Because everybody has really weird motivations or motivations that don't make sense or they just don't act like people. And he's a robot and he's just like kind of acting like a
curious-
robot.
he's
He's
acting
a
like a curious
curious robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, he reminded me of Johnny Five when he just wanted input, you know? He just wanted to know more things.
He just wanted to read books really fast. And he
This
kinda
movie,
did that.
this movie
Yeah.
was a space version of Short Circuit.
Was it?
Short Circuit in space.
Yeah.
Sure.
Great.
But I like David the robot, and I thought Michael Fassbender, I enjoy him.
He was a
and
good robot.
He was a good robot. That was about it. I don't like the... Tom, go. What do
Be
you
nice.
like?
Everyone has to be nice first. Tom, what did you like? Oh, boy. You guys really hated this, huh?
The big thing was the effects. Anything visual was awesome. Most things were practical effects, which
That was
was
cool.
weird. because it was made only a few years ago.
I thought they blended CGI in there pretty well, though.
No,
I mean,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you could really only tell with space scenes, but that's only because we don't
Yeah, we
have
can't go to
spaceships.
I can't wait till we shoot movies in space.
But like anything that had to do with that was pretty much my favorite scenes. Like the mask melting into the other dude's face was super cool.
Oh, that was like right after the arm break scene, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was good. I thought he sold that pretty well.
That whole scene was good. The setup was bad. I don't know why anybody would sleep in that room.
Yo,
but
we gotta take
Yeah.
a nap, and we're stuck here in this weird alien cave. Let's sleep in the alien hideout.
and then also the alien pops up like a cute little cartoon, and both scientists
We're
go,
both scientists.
"Ooh, let's
no, the dude
poke
with
at
the
it."
dude with the tattoos and the mohawk was like, "Fuck that." He was not about
That's
it.
true, but the other guy was clearly irresponsible and was just like,
Yeah.
"No, it's good. Let me pet it." And he was like, "Oh no, my arm."
It also had acid blood. Little throwback there.
Which is why the
Throw
other guy's
forward.
mask melted.
Right.
And I did really like the headshot with the engineer hitting Wayland in the head with a head.
with head.
Yeah, the double headshot.
Yeah, I enjoyed those parts. And like looking at the movie is super fun.
I think that might have been distracting to me. Like, I liked this movie in the theater. I liked it when I watched it a bunch of other times. And this time I didn't like it so much. But I think it's just, like, really nice to look at. And that helped me overlook a lot of the shortcomings of the movie.
That's the big problem with this movie. And I sound like I hate it, and you said, oh, you guys hate this movie so much. I don't hate it. It's just like it could have been so much more, and it could have been so much better with just like minor tweaks. It
Yeah.
was just like really uncharacteristic of Ridley Scott and his previous
Yeah.
works. Like, why are the characters so crappy?
I don't know.
Like,
There's
everything
a lot of
else is
pressure,
great.
though. This was like Ridley Scott's back at Alien in the Alien universe, and like he's ready to go. I don't know.
They had he actually started working on a 5th installment back in 2000, and James Cameron was even a part of the project. But once the Alien versus Predator thing came, the 5th installment film was delayed, and then Cameron said that franchise kills the validity of the franchise and has sworn off doing any
Wait,
Alien
Ridley
work.
Scott or Cameron?
Cameron.
James
Oh,
Cameron.
I don't think Ridley Scott was happy with AVP either. I don't
Well, it
think
also
anybody
stopped
would.
him in his tracks.
Yeah. Ooh,
And they-
he's probably mad salty towards AVP.
But they were already talking about let's do like a prequel rather than a 5th film. So
I'd rather
he had
watch
some
AVP.
time to incubate about
Sorry,
it.
boys.
AVP. You'd rather watch AVP than Prometheus?
Yes.
Oh my God.
At least it's campy and stupid, and they're aware of
Oh,
it.
yeah,
These
all right.
people fell into horror movie tropes for no reason.
All right, I'll give you that. There were like a lot of holes. Like the quarantine procedure was so shot throughout the whole movie. They could have avoided like everything.
Oh, hey,
like,
we're in this alien planet. Let's just take our helmets off every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, you know what would be a good idea if we take the dead alien head back into our ship and then poke at it with no masks on. Oh, you know what? Let's maybe try and wake it up and then have it explode for some reason without any masks on.
Also, 2 of our dudes are out here, and we're not concerned at all. We're just we'll all go to sleep.
There was a sandstorm.
There was a sandstorm.
Okay, who cares? You should still like monitor what's going on with them. That could have been okay.
They
well,
had a big day though. They had a big day.
we just saw that they died. We have cameras on their helmets. We see that they both died. Let's not go there.
Hey,
Wait,
man.
that would save
how
a lot
do
of.
you act on Christmas morning when you get out in your jams and you see a bunch of presents under the tree?
Honestly, I just
You
kind
guys,
of.
wait. His name was Holiday, and he had the only Christmas line in the movie.
His name is not Holiday. It's Holloway.
I thought it was Holiday.
No. Hollow.
That's what I
Way.
thought. I could have sworn it was Holiday.
You messed up.
I messed up. You know
You
what my
messed up.
absolute favorite part of the movie was, though?
Yeah.
The head exploding.
No, every week Tom's mic cable is red, and I purposely made mine red this week to see if he would notice.
Son of a
You didn't
bitch.
notice.
I quit.
Woo, got him. I was waiting all night
This
for
type
that.
of mind games that I don't enjoy.
No, I mean, I think ultimately it was like a pretty dicey plot filled with like cool parts, and then the movie looked really good.
Yeah.
Like my least favorite. I didn't think anything was really bad. I think it like there were just parts that were it was just underwhelming. Everything in between like the big actiony or suspenseful parts were just like kind of flat.
Yeah, they didn't let things build up They kind of
No.
like did a spike of excitement, and then it was like a long period of people underreacting, honestly.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of mellowness, surprising mellowness. Like the captains and the captain's crew was always mellow. Charlie Theron was always like pretty mellow until she's running away from a ship.
Oh,
Like,
that was my least favorite part. Okay, so the ships crash into each other, and it's doing like the old like Indiana Jones, like the ship is rolling towards them, but like instead of running sideways, they run from it long ways, and like
We're gonna outrun this totally.
we're gonna totally outrun this. And
No.
like Charlize Theron gets like crushed, but
Shaw.
Shaw just like rolls 3 feet to the right and is like
Not crushed.
she's totally fine.
But then the ship starts coming back in the other direction towards her because, okay, it's a horseshoe-shaped ship.
Right.
And it goes one way, and now it's standing like the letter U.
Yeah.
And then it tips back towards her, and she just gets crushed, but then doesn't?
It doesn't. Yeah.
It
I
just
don't know.
barely grazes
she's
her?
just like right in the right spot.
Ugh,
Like
that's
she got a little
stupid.
triangle. But I could be projecting, but it looked like the ship actually hit the helmet. And as we saw with the zombie dudes, you could just punch that shit right open. So I feel like the entire building falling onto my helmet.
Yeah, the helmet durability
Right, is really
was
suspect.
very, yeah, it's not consistent.
Because even in the storm, it would have withheld all the
shards.
impacts.
fine.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was glass also.
Yeah, sometimes it was plastic, sometimes it was glass. Make up your mind.
I guess fun fact about those domes was Ridley Scott had heard Steve Jobs say something about why aren't astronaut helmets all glass? I wouldn't want any blind spots. So that was why he like.
Maybe because they're all freaking glass and glass breaks.
But my least favorite part was definitely the Christmas line.
That was bad.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, Captain, and I want to open my presents. That's why I get to be irresponsible,
Right,
and
he
not
wanted
just
to-
chill
Yeah.
for 6 hours.
Well, he died, so served him right.
Good.
He was the third to die.
Yeah, and that brings me to my favorite. No, wait. My
My
least
favorite
and
hated part.
My
Yeah.
favorite, least favorite.
That character, I hate that character so much.
was bad.
He is the worst character, and he is so stupid. And they're in the alien cave, and he's like, they're like, oh, it's kind of like Earth's atmosphere in here for some reason. Weird. And he immediately pops off his helmet.
Yeah.
What's the point? I came here for.
I think he was supposed to be like the hopeful, like
Ugh, he was just
he was
stupid as
dumb.
hell, and he was just
blinded by
his hubris.
Yeah.
and he deserved to die.
But
and I loved seeing him in
there-
flames.
there's a-
That was my favorite part.
There's a way to do this type of stuff. Nothing had a weight to it. Like people were dying, and no one was feeling the weight of people dying.
Yeah, no, it's kind of
Everybody got over it,
Remember
and-
our two friends? I guess like they're both dead now. One of them we actually lit on fire, and that was your husband we lit on fire. But don't worry about it. And all those like other crew guys that got the hell beaten out of them by the zombie Scotsman with face
Oh
tattoos.
yeah, they didn't even address
They
that.
didn't even matter at all. It's like we just lost like half the crew, and it's like
Well, that was my least favorite part, but also my favorite part, that character.
But overall, though, like, did you guys like the movie, or was it like just whatever?
Definitely whatever.
There's merits to the movie, but they're all visual merits.
Yeah. I think I was blinded by, like I said before, blinded by how the movie looks. I thought it looked really good. But really, plot-wise, you don't learn much about where the aliens come from.
You don't.
You don't learn much. You learn a little bit about where humans come from.
Who cares?
You learn who the space jockey is.
That's okay.
That's fine. That's really it. There's no like setup to go into Alien, because Alien starts. Well, I guess they build some parallels with the ship. You don't know where the eggs come from.
No, you see
No.
that at the end that the octopus baby was still alive, and it merges. Well, it kind of like does the facehugger thing to the last engineer, and then out of the last engineer is a kind of like an alien.
Yeah, he's
Is he
like
xenomorph?
a pre-alien, but he's stranded on this planet.
Well,
Like-
I'm glad you bring that up.
Oh,
because
baby.
in this concept art
Oh
book,
no! Open it up.
on the last page, the little alien baby is walking towards one of the ships.
Oh, get the hell out of here! He cannot fly
He
that
looks
thing.
pretty smart.
He's got a nice long stride.
Yep.
And
Oh
he's
my
part
goodness,
of the
give me
perfect
this, give me
human
this,
race.
Give me this. Give me this.
So I think that he kind of is the
Oh
predecessor.
my God!
Predecessor
You know
to
what?
the aliens.
He,
He flies that bad boy out of there.
since he was inside the other guy, if we use things that we learned from Alien Resurrection, he should know the little song for the flute.
Yep.
Because he came from the guy.
Yep.
And he's got 2 mouths to play it.
Yeah. So I think he's going to crush that flute.
He's going to crush the flute solo
No,
and
you
take that
know-
bad boy into hyperspace.
I kind of hate that, actually. I hope... good thing they didn't put that in the movie. That would have, like, totally
That could be the alternate
screwed it
ending.
for
I don't
me.
know.
Oh, my God. There's an alternate ending, and I'm glad it's alternate for a reason.
So, how much did this movie cost? Because I'm going to assume this is probably the most costly of all in the franchise because it looks great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are the over budget numbers from 120 to 130 million.
Oh, boy.
So,
That's a lot of cheese.
Yeah, that's all. This one movie like cost how much the other ones made.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were saving up for this one.
So, how much did this one actually make?
Worldwide, the number was 405.4 million.
And it cost 100 and...
So it made quite a
It
bit.
made a chunk.
It's a success.
Now,
But you know what? We didn't get a immediately greenlit Prometheus 2 from this.
I can see why.
Yeah. You know, a couple years back in maybe 2012, a younger, 5 years younger version of myself really was kind of stoked for a Prometheus 2. And now I'm kind of like, whatever. So if you were to think of Prometheus 2, what do you think would have happened? How would they even attack that without it being a total fucking mess?
I don't know how you would. The whole premise was Shaw was going to the engineer's homeworld. I think the only way you can do it is to kind of fall back on your tried and true. The ship crashes. It crashes somewhere else it wasn't intended to. And then it goes from there. Whatever you want to go, whatever. Let's do that. Because I think that's the only place it could have gone.
What if her ship is the ship on the planet that they're terraforming on LV-426?
I can't believe you remember that.
What?
LV-426.
Oh, because 426, April 26th is Alien Day.
Oh.
I
Okay.
read an article about it today.
Okay.
So I'm thinking maybe, what if that was her ship?
Doesn't really make sense why are the eggs there on her ship.
Maybe she crashed into a
Or maybe it had
Egg.
different experiments on that
egg
ship.
Okay.
party. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Sure. The other
You know,
ship, the other engineer ship had other
There
experiments.
are rumors that the upcoming Alien Covenant does have some explanation of what happened to
Shaw.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen any trailers for Covenant, so I have no idea what Covenant's about. But
It's about Danny McBride and the aliens just palling around.
No, it's like we're a bunch of couples and we're going to
The
another
first
planet.
colonization mission.
Yeah, we want to colonize.
oh,
But we went to alien place.
okay.
So we're going to colonize with the aliens. So you will probably like it.
Sounds super sexy. So, why don't we rank these suckers? You guys ready for the big rank?
Yeah, I'm ready.
If you're ready, you can start.
Okay, I would go with 1. Alien 1 is the best. 2, close second. And then I would go Resurrection, number 4. It's fun. It's funny. It's weird. It's, I guess, sexy. Tom seems to think so. And
Yep.
I'm happy for him. And then I would put Prometheus at number 4. I would say it's pretty distant in comparison to Resurrection. I don't really like this movie very much at all. Then I'm going to have to put very far from that.
Oh, no.
Very, 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 very far from that. I did not like Prometheus. Number 3 is very, very, very far from Prometheus. It stinks.
It was the worst.
And that's my list.
Tom?
All right, so my list 1, 2, yeah, Resurrection. It has to be Resurrection.
Okay.
Prometheus and Resident Evil
Extinction.
Extinction.
Still getting its way in there.
And there was no other movie made, right? There was,
No,
there was
yeah,
no
this
other.
is stop.
There was no Alien
No.
3.
I am
I know
going,
what you're doing.
Yeah, I think you do. Obviously, I'm going to keep it as number 1, number 2 as number 2, and I'm having a really hard time after that. While I enjoyed Resurrection, I don't know if I liked it more than this movie. Can we do ties?
No
No,
ties.
we can't do ties.
There's no ties in the Alien universe. If you had to pick one copy to own on DVD in a deluxe collector's edition,
All right,
would
I
you
guess
want
'cause
Prometheus in the deluxe collector's edition, or would you want Alien Resurrection in 7 hours of additional bonus content and an
Oh,
alternate
absolutely.
ending?
I'm picking Prometheus.
Oh wow! I would
Yeah.
I'm curious about the 7 hours of extra resurrection.
Do you want to watch them right now? We'll
No,
go to
no,
sleep.
not Prometheus.
Oh.
The fictional resurrection DVD with
Oh.
7 hours of extras.
Yeah, you know what? Then I'm gonna go 1, 2, a very close 4, and then the furthest possible away.
Wait, you didn't put Prometheus in
Oh
there.
shit! I'm gonna go 1, 2, Prometheus, then a very, very close 4, and then the furthest you could possibly get away from any of those is number 3. And I would do, 1 and 2, and then like a decent gap, let's go to 7-Eleven, but we can still walk there. But like, I'd rather take the car, so it's like close but not super close.
Okay.
And then just intercontinental flight to Alien 3.
Okay. Now, we said that 3 was where it definitely derailed. I think that 4 was kind of starting to get on track. I think this kind of knocked it back. I think it definitely. You said it didn't get greenlit for a 2, and I think with good reason. I think that
there were a lot of people. A lot of people had a lot of problems with the plot,
of course,
and a lot of problems with this movie.
And it's an expensive movie to, greenlight again. If
I think they were
people
just let's pocket it and just wait for something else to come up. But now we're 5 years later.
What do you think it's going to go into in Alien Covenant? What do you think's where are we going with this?
Well, we saw the trailer for Alien Covenant, and we know that the trailer was not full of Michael Fassbender and Noomi Rapace's gallivanting through the galaxy.
That should be the sequel.
That's a great album title for my great acid rock band.
Yeah, I'd play bass on it. I think we know that it's been rumored that we'll get the ending to their journey in the upcoming movie.
Okay.
But from what we've seen of the trailer, it's not going to be a direct continuation. It's later in time, I think, and it's got Alien in the name again.
Yeah, we're back to Alien.
They tacked Alien on there, and there is definitely the xenomorph as we know it in that movie.
I think there's a lot of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
On the poster,
they probably
could
have tacked an S on this one, and it would have been okay. I think I'm fine with how this ended as just a standalone movie.
I actually don't mind not having a hard sequel.
I think this next one needs to really
It's gotta
be
kill
something.
it.
And if it doesn't, for me, I would be like, if it's too similar to the previous ones where there's just like, oh god, there's an alien, we got to do something. It's got to be something more, and it's got to be more in depth. Otherwise, I'm kind of checking out. I'm checking out.
Hey, but that engineer getting eaten by a squid was pretty good.
I guess
That was all right. It wasn't a franchise-saving thing.
It's actually, It was just funny. It was a funny scene, actually.
You know what else, though? I think we might be blinded because, you're flying really high from 1 and 2, and then you hit the ground from 3, and then 4 is just it's
not 3.
It's just up a little bit. You're not at that previous peak.
No,
and then
not
with
at all.
Prometheus, you might be dipping back down again, unless you're me and you have the collector's edition with 7 additional hours of bonus footage. So I think we're done. Last time we said we were done, we talked for another 10 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it. We are the Runaway Franchise Podcasters, and you can find us on the internet at runawayfranchise.com. We're on your favorite podcast aggregators like iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and a couple of Google Play Music. Make sure you rate and subscribe so we can get some numbers and maybe dig our way out of the pit that is popularity ratings on iTunes. So once again, my name is Ed. You can find me on the internet at edjelly.com talking about pens and paper and inks and all sorts of other fun stuff. Dom, where can we find you on the internet?
My name is Dom Deladere, and you can find me at domsfunandgames.com, video game review videos. And you can find me at Dom's Fun and Games on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Tom, what about you?
I'm Tom Napolitano, and you can check out my artwork and lettering at tomnapolitano.com. Teach me how to Twitter at TE Napolitano, and I'm on Instagram at Tom_Napolitano.
Damn, you killed it this time.
Bravo, my friend.
I stopped
Awesome.
I stopped instructing what Instagram was used for.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. People know what they're doing. All right, thanks everybody. We will see you next time with Alien Covenant. And you should have a couple weeks, and there will be spoilers. So if you are listening and you're stoked on Covenant and you know you're not going to get to it for the first week or two, maybe skip ahead.
Unless you're not sure you want to go, we'll spoil you, baby.
Yeah, we got you. We got you. All right, see you next time.